Okay, so the next method that I'm going to present you is to use GitOps Flow. So again, I'm referring to our documentation, our official documentation. So I'm on the section using GitOps Flow. I already delete what we have installed in the previous step. So the cluster is empty. There are no resources created related to the Traefik Enterprise. So let's move with a installation using those steps in our docs. So the first step is to create namespace. So let me copy that command. The namespace has been created. The second step is to create secret, Kubernetes secret with the Traefik EE license. Again, we will be using the variables that refers to the cluster name and to the Traefik EE license. So let me copy that command. Let's switch to the Traefik EE namespace. Let's check the resources. Yeah, resources has been created. Namespace is also created. Another step is to create config map, Kubernetes config map with following static configuration. So we will be using the same static configuration that I prepared in the first example. So nothing has been changed here, but let's create that config map using the command. Okay, config map has been created 3 seconds ago. And now we need to use dedicated endpoint to get our Kubernetes manifests. So this is that endpoint you have to use. You can also add some other custom installation parameters, and we will use default because we are not going to change anything. Okay, the manifest has been created. We can easily apply it. kubectl apply manifest. Yeah, as you can see, CRDs have been created, namespace, and other necessary resources that are needed to start the cluster. In that case, we'll be using just only one controller and 2 proxies and plugin registry. Of course, you can scale it up by using the standard Kubernetes methods using kubectl. Okay, let's wait a second once the cluster will be created. Okay, cluster has been already created. Let me check the status of the resources. So we have one controller, we have 2 proxies and 1 plugin registry. We have our secrets with license. We have a config map that we have previously added. And we have also load balancer type service created. So we are good. What we can do as a next step, we can try to use configure tctl command to interact with a cluster. So we need to just copy that command. So that command will allow you to enter to the default controller, to the one existing controller, and get the credentials, and that in that config YAML file. Okay, it has been created. Now what we need to do, we need to import that. Okay, as you can see, the profile has been imported, and now I should be able to use tctl command to interact with my cluster. So tctl get nodes. Yeah, as you can see, we have a output from that command. We have a one controller that is a leader, and we have 2 proxies. What we can do right now, we can create ingress to visit our dashboard. So again, we'll be using the same resource. The resource has been created. Let's open Okay, so dashboard works fine. As you can see in that example, we have only 4 components. Again, 1 leader, 2 proxies and 1 plugin registry, ingress and HTTP routers, and this is the router we have created. If you would like to pass some extra parameters to that endpoint, you can easily use a query custom installation parameter. So let me show you the one of the example. Okay, as you can see, we can use a curl command and use the question mark cluster and the default name, and it will be generated. We can also pass another arguments here as it is presented in our documentation.